April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And so groups, community organizations, colleges, the National Sexual Violence Resource Center have all committed that April is one of those months where we will make sure that we are highlighting the importance of preventing and educating and providing support to victims of sexual violence. It's important for us to note, though, that while April is that time when we really pay attention to and think about sexual assault specifically, this is a year-round point of emphasis and education and prevention. And so while April is that month where you see more teal and you see National Denim Day and the Clothesline Project that we highlight in April, it's important to remember that sexual assault does not go away. It is a year-round problem for us to tackle. The prevention efforts start as we bring new people into the campus community. So our first year students, our transfer students, our graduate students, they all take an online program that gives them the fundamentals and basics about what is sexual and relationship violence, how do you show respect and seek consent. And so some of the key pieces of what we want people to understand about navigating relationships, and then how not to be somebody who commits an act of violence. And that we are a community who looks out for each other and knows where to find the resources in the event that something horrible happens to a person. We want them to know how to seek care or seek care for a friend. So we have an incredible group, Sun Devil Support Network, a lot of student workers who work in our sexual and relationship violence education and prevention office that spend all of their time thinking about how to capture the attention of their peers and help them to understand some of the principles we were discussing in our onboarding and online modules, but really bringing that to a place of understanding, and so that they can teach their peers, help them identify situations that could lead to violence, and then also in the event of an incident or an act of sexual violence that somebody knows where to seek help. And so we have an incredible amount of students who've committed to becoming leaders and understanding what it is to provide support for victims. I've asked students and others who have feedback for us to come forward, to meet with me, to meet with our other leaders in sexual and relationship violence prevention. And what we've learned in those conversations are a couple of things that we've already put into practice. One of those was an ask that we remove the victim advocates from the police department and to put them in with health and counseling. And so we have agreed that that's a wonderful setup for our students, that it makes the most sense for people to enter into a confidential space with that confidential resource, and for us to be able to coordinate care holistically around what they may need as far as therapeutic support or psychological support and physical support. The other thing that was asked about is ways that students could, or a family advocacy center. And so the city of Tempe and ASU and many of our other cities already have family advocacy centers. But we want to highlight that feature as well as a place where students, if they don't wish to seek help with us on campus, which I always hope that they feel confident and comfortable doing, that they can reach out to that community resource, a place that offers therapy and victim advocacy. And for those who wish to make a report, it's important to note that the family advocacy centers offer a forensic nurse exam to collect any evidence that may be needed later in a criminal case. I would encourage students to look at their reporting options at sexualviolenceprevention.asu.edu, or consider meeting with a confidential resource like a counselor, a victim advocate, and talking through how they may wish to report. We encourage students to step forward and report. It does not necessarily mean that the police will become involved, but we will do is, if it is reported to a non-confidential source like a faculty member or the Dean of Students office, that will be handed over to Student Rights and Responsibilities or University Rights and Responsibilities for further investigation. So we take every incident of sexual assault seriously. And we will look into each one of those incidents, do a thorough investigation with, of course, the support of the person going through if they wish to. And if they don't wish to go through, we still investigate to the extent that we can. Those investigations are designed to be thorough, fair, and impartial. And then at the end of the day, if another student is found responsible for that act of violence, we will hold them accountable.